Yes.
Is the timer ready? Fellow opponent Robin, are you ready?
I'm doing great.
Howard Zinn said that civil disobedience is not something outside the realm of democracy. Democracy requires civil disobedience. Without civil disobedience, democracy doesn't exist. It is a moral obligation of the citizens to peacefully protest and disobey laws, especially unjust laws, to produce change in a democratic government. Today, I'll present a resolution that should be valued highly by many democratic nations, such as Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Switzerland, Germany, and Denmark. This resolution should be also valued highly because it upholds the rights of mankind. My name is Daniel Philip Alpatov, and I stand for the resolution that civil disobedience in a democracy is morally justified. I will use the following definitions for my argument. 1. Civil disobedience. The refusal to obey governmental demands or commands, especially as a nonviolent and usually collective means of forcing concessions from the government. Merriam-Webster. Democracy. Government by the people, rule of the majority. Merriam-Webster. Justified. Having done for or marked by a good or legitimate reason. Oxford Languages. Civil. Adequate in courtesy and politeness. Merriam-Webster. Violence. The use of physical force so as to injure, abuse, damage, or destroy. Merriam-Webster. Liberty. The state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. Oxford Languages. My value today is the protection of liberty for citizens under a democracy. Dennis Kreese was right in saying that only the truly evil do not believe in civil disobedience under any circumstance. If you refuse to disobey when the government demands that you commit atrocities, you are devoid of values. The criterion I will use to measure the value of liberty is the general rights of mankind and the voice of the minority. In affirming the resolution, I offer two contentions: the Declaration of Independence and the voice of citizens under a democracy. Let me quote to you a segment from the Declaration of Independence. In this book, the U.S. Constitution and other key American writings. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's interesting to find how the founders of America stated that all men are created equal, not just the citizens of America. They also capitalized the words rights, life, liberty, and happiness. Now, the United States is a voting republic, not a democracy. However, this document, along with the Constitution, caused a domino effect worldwide. To this day, there are several countries with democracies that follow the example of the United States by forming a government by the people. I will quote a little bit more of the Declaration of Independence. Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, the capitalized rights, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. The founders said any form of government, including a democracy. Civil disobedience is a method to alter and abolish government, and it is the right of all people. Civil disobedience is also a peaceful way to cause change to a government. The Declaration also gives all people, whether in the majority or minority, a strong voice. The Declaration of Independence outlines the general rights of mankind and also upholds the voice of the minority. My second contention is the voice of the citizens under democracy. We will also take certain examples of the value of liberty from citizens in a democracy. Now, in a democracy, the government runs under a rule of majority. However, just because the majority voted for a law to be passed doesn't mean the law is morally right. That is why civil disobedience is a way for the minority to cause change in the government. Let's take a look at an example from the UK. A man in the United Kingdom was arrested for silently praying in front of an abortion clinic. Though it was defiance of abortion laws, his act was nonviolent in the face of an immoral law. In Canada, a pastor was arrested for preaching a sermon to encourage the protesting of truckers. Protesting and preaching are also examples of civil disobedience, and they were done in the face of an immoral law infringing truckers' rights. The pastor's freedom to speech in the Constitution of Canada was violated. If a citizen's rights in a democracy are violated or a government passes an immoral law, under the majority, I believe the minority has a right to exercise civil disobedience and to produce change. How else does the minority force concessions from the democratic government? In conclusion, I have proposed a value worth protecting. I have used the Declaration of Independence and the yearning of citizens under a democracy for liberty to affirm the resolution. The general rights of mankind and the voice of the minority prove the value of liberty. How can civil disobedience not be justified? Henry David Thoreau said that disobedience is the true foundation of liberty. The obedient must be slaves. For these numerous reasons, I urge the judge to affirm the resolution that civil disobedience in a democracy is morally justified. I also urge those who are listening in my vicinity to consider the resolution. I also appeal to my fellow opponent to consider the value of liberty and the strength of the resolution. Thank you. I now stand ready for cross-examination.